Welcome back to Optimal Play. I'm Brandon.
I'm Steven.
And this is Neville. We are up to the Survivor cards from the... Oh, he's laying down already. To the Survivor cards from the Dream Eaters box of Arkham Horror, the card game. And my understanding is that there are a lot of cats in this section.
Yeah.
Did you notice that a cat head is the expansion icon?
Ooh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so there is clearly some bias towards cats happening.
I do feel like it was kind of a tease to preview Arkham Horror and then not release it.
I know. I am so upset about that. That was not real. It was not yet.
I think I'm excited hearing about Arkham Horror.
That's right. Yeah, here you go. Good boy. Good dog. So, anyway, I invited Neville on for a little bit of balance, right?
Yeah, it seems fair and balanced.
So, good boy, Neville. You can chime in with your opinions anytime. All right. While I wrangle this guy, want to read us our Survivor Investigator?
Of course, yeah. It's Patrice Hathaway, the violinist. 4 will, 2 book, 2 fist, and 2 agility. She's a performer, and she's cursed. Your maximum hand size is reduced by 3. So sounds great so far. She's got crappy stats. She's cursed and she's got 5 hand size. During each upkeep phase, instead of drawing 1 card, discard all non-weakness cards in your hand and draw until you have 5 cards. And then Elder Sign effect +1. After this test ends, you may shuffle all but 1 card from your discard pile into your deck. 7 health and 7 sanity.
So, right off the bat, this is super interesting. No one's done anything like this before. Instead of drawing cards as normal, you completely reset your hand every time.
Yep.
Except for weaknesses.
Yep.
And weaknesses seem doubly bad because you just cycle that many fewer cards, right? So, boy, I wouldn't want to play her in a campaign with many hidden cards.
Yeah, that's true. Hidden would be rough. But yeah, I mean, card draw is really good. So the fact that you basically get a bunch of free card draw is pretty sweet.
No, one free. There you go.
Survivors also do have a lot of cards you can play from the discard, like Wing It's probably the most popular, but
true. You can
try
those in there,
try as weapon or something. So,
and this dog is very distracting. I slightly lost my train of thought. It's fine. Oh, no. I was going to say that this leads me towards wanting to play a lot of skills, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Since you're not discarding and drawing to the same hand size or to one more, you're drawing 2/5. And so the more you use up, the more efficient you're being, which means skill cards, low-cost events, all that stuff are super important.
Yeah, like cards like Lucky are a little bit worse because like maybe you'll accidentally like succeed at all your skill tests and then you just discard it for nothing. So
Yeah, true. Those responsive cards are a little bit of a problem for her. Kind of in the same way that type of card is not good for Joe's Insight deck, right?
Yep.
So let's see how she builds her deck.
Yeah, deck size 42. Very specific.
Okay, sure.
And she's got Survivor cards level 0 to 5, Mystic cards level 0 to 2, and Neutral cards level 0 to 5. So same core rules.
Okay, yeah, another one. So that's the entire box is either these rules or the like choose a class from the 3 available, right?
Yep.
Interesting. Okay, easy to remember.
Yep. And then she's got Patrice's Violin, Watcher from Another Dimension, and Random Basic Weakness.
Good boy, Neville. All right, so the larger deck size is kind of the main surprise here. I wonder, do you think 42 is a result of play testing and is like the right number, or do you think it is a Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy reference?
It's probably a bit of both. Like, probably with 30, they found that she ran through her deck too fast. So they were probably going to do like 40 or 45, and they were like, yeah, let's just split the difference and do a Hitchhiker's Guide reference. So.
Sure, yeah. That seems likely. So her signature asset is Patrice's Violin. 2-cost hand slot asset. It's an item and an instrument, and it says, fast, choose and discard 1 card from your hand and exhaust Patrice's Violin. To choose an investigator at your location to either gain 1 resource or draw 1 card. Okay. Oh, My Muse. I missed the subtitle.
Mhm.
I always do that. Oh, kind of beautiful art here.
Yeah, very cool.
That's a lot nicer image of Patrice than the one on her actual investigator card. Otherwise, it's basically the same. It's her playing the violin. Okay, so it's another use for your cards that you wouldn't have otherwise played, right?
Yeah, it kind of seems like you either use this to give yourself a resource or to give someone else a card draw.
Yeah, I mean, I would say if you're playing multiplayer, it's nearly as likely that you'd also give other people resources.
That's true.
But,
You could give someone else a resource, but the fact that you have so many cards, like giving yourself resources, is really valuable to help you play all the cards you draw. So.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Oh, actually, that's a good point. Yeah, resources are at a premium for her. Okay. It seems just like all around kind of a solid. She's just cranking out a lot more efficiency if she has this, and she's gonna get it pretty quickly because she draws through her deck in 7 rounds.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us about her weakness.
Sure. Watcher from Another Dimension. It's a monster. It's 5/5, so pretty rough. And it's Peril, Hidden, and Hunter. So I think first Peril weakness, maybe?
Really? Other weaknesses like Agnes's that sit in your hand don't have Peril?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
And then I think other than Return to Carcosa, maybe the first hidden weakness as well.
Hey, you want a treat?
They seem kind of redundant.
I'm paying attention, I promise.
Peril and Hidden seem kind of redundant, but there probably was some interaction that they had to do both to.
So far, all hidden cards have had Peril.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's also a Hunter. Revelation, secretly add this enemy to your hand. So I guess because it has a player card back, like unlike hidden cards from the encounter deck, people don't know that this is a hidden card. And then you may fight or evade this enemy while it is in your hand, as if it were at your location. If you succeed, discard it from your hand. So you don't have to do 2 damage. You just have to successfully fight or evade. If you fail, spawn it, engage with you. So that's, I guess, where Hunter becomes important. And then Forced, when your deck runs out of cards, if this enemy is in your hand, it attacks you from your hand. And it does 3 damage.
So I love this thing.
Yeah.
I saw this previewed and I ran off to 3 other than the main Arkham Horror Discords. I ran off to 3 other board gaming Discords. Oh, sorry, are we boring you? And just posted this and was like, look at this, isn't this thing cool? Isn't this thing flavorful? It is something that is watching her from another, it's right in the title, from another dimension, and she can't tell anyone about it, I think flavorfully, because no one has any reason to believe her, and it attacks her from her hand, and she can fight and evade it while it's in her hand. I think the one thing, flavor-wise, that I wish about it is that it could remain hidden for longer and somehow have, I don't know what the effect would be really, but it's basically going to only be a secret until you fight or evade it as one of your actions, right? Or when your deck runs out and it attacks you,
or until the end of your turn, because if you don't have any other hidden cards, people are going to notice that you kept one card in your hand.
Oh, true. Unless she has one or more other basic weaknesses or there's hidden cards in play. Yeah. That's true.
If she had something like the Tower, then you wouldn't know which one it was. But a lot of the time, the way you do your other random weaknesses, you're going to know that your Patrice player has the Watcher.
Right, that makes sense. So it doesn't... I guess the only way that it interacts with the rest of her... Alright, get comfortable. The only way that it really interacts with the rest of her stuff is that it clogs up your hand, right? Otherwise, then it's this cool thing that sits in your hand and attacks you every so often. It's awesome. It's not as integral into her whole thing as Mandy's, but I just looked back down at it. It's 5 combat, 5 fight, 5 evade.
Yeah, so her fight and evade are 2 and 2. So a lot of the times the monster enemies are on the fighter characters who are able to deal with them fairly easily. This is not that at all.
Yeah, and so if you succeed at fighting it, it's discarded, even if you were only going to do 1 damage to it, or evading it. And if you fail, it spawns it, which is good because players can then help you kill it. But the hidden keyword means that you could not discuss it with them to set up a prime opportunity for that, right?
Yeah, so like I feel like what there's going to be a lot of is obviously if you're really set up, you might have ways to deal with this. Maybe you have 2 cornered out and you discard 2 cards and able to punch it or something. But a lot of times it's going to be, Patrice saying, hey, I'd like to go first. And then as my third action, I'm going to try to fight this person.
Right.
Oh, crap, I failed. All right, Tony, can you kill this?
Yeah. Pretty much. So. Yeah, so in practice, we'll see how, like, cool and secretive and stuff it is, but flavor-wise, at least the way the card reads, yeah. I just adore this. Yeah, totally. This is one of my favorite cards that we've read.
Yep.
How you doing? You ready for Seeker cards?
Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
It's cat time. You are gravely concerned. All right. So the first Seeker player card in this in the box is Miss Doyle, the Cat General of Ulthar. Yeah, take a look at that. Have you ever met a cat? I don't know if you have. It is a 3-cost survivor asset with a wild icon rather. It's an ally, taking the ally slot, and a creature and Dreamlands traded. Limit 1 per deck. Forced after Miss Doyle enters play, search your bonded cards for Hope, Zeal, and Augur. Randomly choose 1 to put into play and shuffle the other 2 into your deck. No, escape is futile. When Miss Doyle leaves play, find each of them and remove them from the game. Kind of like the Before the Black Throne bonded cards work. Mm-hmm. And she soaks 2 damage to horror. Okay, so...
And takes your ally slot.
Yeah, I think I said that. Oh. Right? When I read the ally trade, I think I mentioned that. So, we kind of need to read on because all that she really does beyond a little bit of soak is give you the 3 bonded cards. Mm-hmm. So, what does Hope do?
Sure. So, it's a 1-cost asset, Book and Fist. Same traits, ally creature Dreamlands. It's fast. Forced, after Hope enters play, discard Zeal and Augur. And then for an action, if Hope is ready, exhaust or discard him. Evade. Attempt to evade with a base value of 5. If you discarded Hope, this test is automatically successful. Then you may shuffle Hope into your deck to put Zeal or Augur into play from your discard pile.
So there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, so let's see. So if you just exhaust... Then once per turn, you can spend an action to evade at 5.
That seems good.
If you instead discard...
That is conveniently right around what you need for Patrice's weakness.
Yeah. Well, you probably want to...
Just a thought.
+2. But,
well, sure. But that's what skill cards are for.
And then if you discard instead, it's automatic. And you can, if Zeal or Augur are in your discard pile, you can put them into play. So you probably do exhaust a lot until you discard one of the others. Then you do the discard. So pretty good with Patrice, who can easily get the other ones in the discard.
Oh, true. Interesting. So these are going to end up in the discard pile real fast. Mm-hmm. Shuffle it into your deck. Yeah, so I've seen these. These were previewed. Mm-hmm. I think there was a whole article devoted to the cats. Again, unfair. Right?
Yeah, you're really expressing your disapproval there, Neville.
Tell everyone at home.
A real fearsome...
How upset you are.
You have.
All right. Anyway. So... Yeah, for most people, you're getting one of these at random, which is, like, fine, but maybe not the one you need, because this, like, maybe you don't have anything to evade. And then they can cycle from the discard pile, but you've got to draw them first.
Yeah.
But Patrice has kind of a leg up on that because she's going to cycle them pretty soon anyway.
And she doesn't care whether she gets fight or evade. So, if she has her weakness to deal with.
Oh, as far as her weakness, very true, yeah. So the next one is Zeal, which looks real similar. It's a 1-cost, different icons, but still an ally, a creature, and Dreamlands. And says, forced after Zeal enters play, discard Hope and Augur. If Zeal is, as an action, if Zeal is ready, exhaust or discard her. Fight with a base value of 5. If you discard Zeal, it is automatically successful. Then you may shuffle it into your deck to put Hope or Augur into play from your discard pile. So, same exact thing pretty much. It is mutually exclusive with Hope. because either one will discard the other, and then it fights with a base value of 5. I bet I can guess what the last one does.
Yeah, the one thing I would say is that aside from dealing with Patrice's weakness, being able to fight and do 1 damage is kind of underwhelming. So I would probably be disappointed if this was the first one I got.
Very true. Yeah, actually. I mean, the base value of 5 is great, but it's an action, so it's mutually exclusive with weapons or anything. Yeah. You're not combining this with Fire Axe or anything like that. Yeah, that's a little rough. And then what is Augur?
Augur. So it's a fist and agility icon, and then it lets you exhaust or discard, investigate with a base value of 5. If you discard, same text where you put the other ones into play from your discard pile. So yeah, I feel like this one's kind of in the middle. Like,
I was gonna say Augur seems like the best one. Investigate is just much more frequently useful than fighting and evading.
That's true. It is probably the most used one at 1. I mean, I was thinking that evade you almost never need to do more than 1, whereas like clues there are some ways to get to it at a time. But investigating, getting 1 clue is fine. You don't need to get more than 1. Mm-hmm.
Like flashlight doesn't give you more than 1.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, depending on the location, probably better than a flashlight, and it doesn't use charges.
That's true. I guess if you think of this as like once, it's kind of like a pseudo lockpicks where like once per turn it gives you a pretty good evade or a pretty good investigate, and then eventually you get an automatic one. So yeah, I guess it's pretty solid.
So these as a package, you get all 3 of these, but 1 at random to start when you play Miss Doyle. What do you think? When do you put this into your deck?
So I think, let's see. So Patrice probably puts them in her deck, because she can very easily do the automatic effects a lot.
Yeah, and it is level 1, so she doesn't put it in her starting deck. She buys it early, I guess.
Yeah. You can buy it very early, and Miss Doyle has okay soak, so not totally useless.
Is charisma practically required for this, though? Do you want this taking up your ally slot?
Yeah, I mean, Pete is so good that you might want charisma first.
And I've forgotten what her off class is. It is Mystic. Oh, okay. There's nothing. She can go without a Mystic ally, but yeah, charisma so she can take Pete is probably a good idea.
But I mean, I guess at least Miss Doyle has a wild icon, so never totally useless.
I don't know if that picks up on these mics, but that was a entertaining heavy sigh. You don't love Arkham Horror. I'm learning this. Sorry, pal. We're almost done. So these are cool. Like a Dreamlands cat that has this like posse of cats that show up and help you out and then kind of disappear and then maybe come back. Very cool. Yeah, it kind of just seems like Patrice because that's a great point that you can that you can continually shuffle them back into your deck. And other investigators, that doesn't matter until you've already gone through 1 and you're on your second one. And then you can shuffle the first one back into your deck. But like that's by the time you've done that about once, the game's nearly over, right? You're probably not drawing and cycling through all these cats a lot of times. So it does feel like a Patrice card.
Yeah, like York can recur them, but they kind of recur themselves anyway.
Yeah.
So.
And most importantly, they are not dogs. So bad card.
Yeah.
Don't play them. All right. Survivors have, I assume, 1 more card. It seems like pretty much 2.
Actually, one call out. Calvin and Preston gain the most stats from these.
Oh, setting their base value is very strong. That's a good point. Yeah,
So.
and they can obviously obviously Calvin can, Preston can take it too.
Yeah. So.
Excellent point. Yeah. Okay. These two seem like a good fit for them. All right, the Seeker event that is left in this box. Neville, we're almost done. Yeah, almost, buddy. Is Fortuitous Discovery. It's an X cost event. It's myriad. X is the number of other copies of Fortuitous Discovery in your discard pile. Oh, so the first one is free. They get more expensive.
Yeah.
Investigate. You get plus X intellect for this investigation. If you succeed, discover X additional clues at your location. I actually need to check my understanding on this. Is this card already in your discard pile when the first one resolves? It's not, right? No,
I don't think
because
so.
X was definitely 0. So, oh, it's a fortune and an insight, by the way. I don't think I said that. Rex can't take it.
Oh, you can't take fortune?
No,
because he's cursed. Yeah.
Yeah, poor guy.
Yep.
He can't give 3 of his slots to this. This seems bad.
Really? I mean, being able to get 3 clues seems.
Oh, 2 X additional clues.
Yeah.
But the first one you're spending for.
You're spending.
All right, bye, Neville.
So the first one.
He only stayed for the cat segment.
The first one you spend nothing. It just goes into your discard pile. It's the same as just a regular investigation.
Yeah, I was thinking of it as you're throwing action away just to get in your discard pile. That's not quite true because you're still investigating.
Yeah.
Just you're not using a
The only
flashlight.
thing, you're giving up the ability to use a flashlight or a magnifying glass, but otherwise it's fine. You can also cornered it, which cornered I think is an amazing card. You can just let it discard with Patrice. So I mean, I feel like this is definitely a 3-up in every Patrice deck.
Sure. Yeah.
But I think Min probably plays 3 of these too.
Interesting.
This seems pretty cool.
Okay. And kind of similar to why am I blanking on the names of all of the it's not Waylay, it's Winging It and those other Survivor cards. Similarly, this has no skill icons. So you can't just get it in your discard pile that way.
Yep.
Which is clearly intentional for this type of card. But is a setback. Like anytime you're playing cards that don't have icons, it's rough. Okay, I'm coming around on it a little bit.
Yeah. I guess with Min, there might not be space for this and Winging It, and Winging It has the advantage that you just get to use it over and over.
Right.
But I think I would try it, and then Patrice, it seems amazing. I'm trying to think. Preston, would you want it? Like maybe.
I'm not seeing it with him.
Who else would? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. This these cards more than most are feeling like these are for Patrice and nearly no one else.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like I think it's fine when a deluxe box's player cards mostly support that box's investigator. That's fine. But yeah, okay. I'll look forward to playing it with Patrice. Okay. Any thoughts on Survivor?
I think Patrice is another one that I'm pretty excited about. Kind of not great stats. Slight downside with the hand size, but like draw is just super powerful.
Her stats, I don't think we touched on this, but they are low across the board. Like, right, they add up to less than most investigators.
Yes, I think
investigators generally their skills add up to 12, and hers add up to 10.
Yeah, so I think Carolyn was 1 under, and she's 2 under.
Yeah, that was never quite understood why Carolyn is below average. Here, I've got to think it's because the idea is you're pitching lots of skill cards into tests, right? Because you're drawing 5-ish cards per turn and getting lots of icons from them, so that makes up the skill deficit.
Carolyn had 1 extra health. It's kind of like Dunwich, so maybe that made up for the stats a little bit.
Yeah, and I'm looking over at your copy because you have it face up on the table, but looking one more time at her stats, her 3, so she has decent willpower, 4. Her 3 low stats are the ones that those cats boost.
Yeah.
That they replace, right? Yep. So that feels like tailor-made for her.
There are also the 3 stats that actually do stuff, although you can...
Right.
I guess you can take Mystic, so she can take Shrubline.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, that's probably... Yeah, Mystic level 0 to 2, probably more appealing than most of the Survivor weapons.
Yeah, so there probably will be a lot of Patrice builds that are kind of like Safina, where, especially to start with, they're mostly Mystic.
Yeah.
But you could do other ones that are really built around boosting your stats or replacing your stats. So.
And man, between Look What I Found and Drawn to the Flame and things, cycling through her deck this fast, she can get a lot of clues actually with just auto discover events.
Yep.
Yeah, so maybe her 2 intellect is not that big a problem. She might be more well-rounded than I think I kind of realized at first.
Yep. She can also take Trial by Fire, though it's a little expensive, but maybe with the violin she can play it. So, yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Well, this was the last class in the box. We're going to do one more. You're here for one more day. Sorry. To touch on any neutral cards and or basic weaknesses that are in the box.
Yeah.
So thank you for watching. We'll be back one more time tomorrow. And as a reminder, the plan is for our continuation of Optimal Play's Dunwich Legacy campaign to finally resume tomorrow as well. So subscribe if you haven't. Check that out. I can't wait to have that show back on the road. So thanks for watching. For myself, Steven, and for Neville, see you next time. Be optimal.